Good guy, my friend. I don't know why I know that. I took 4 years of Spanish.
Hey, Romano.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm only saying that because the boys have been watching Toy Story, so that's all I've been watching repeatedly. So, welcome to Hey
look,
Romano.
Hey, look, I'm Kevin. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello.
And well, we're here with our hosts, Kevin, which is me, Alec, and Josh. And we got some
Yeah, like, why don't you use Wi-Fi?
somewhat interesting facts to talk about today, I guess.
Do we?
We're gonna start with Heroes of Humanity, and which actually Josh found the
You want
other
to start
day.
with that, or do you want to end with that?
We're gonna start with that.
And
Yeah,
on
we
a
need-
positive note.
We need a good positive intro.
Yeah, positive intro,
Okay.
and we'll find something positive to end on.
So, do you have the article pulled up?
I do not have the article pulled up.
So this was a school teacher basically stopping a school shooter. So the video that
It was a coach.
it was a
Right,
coach.
yeah.
It was a coach.
This I saw it, and I'm glad that the kid got in trouble, but he didn't get any prison time
Mm-hmm.
because the coach saw him and he kind of looked into his eyes when he brought a shotgun to school. Where did this happen at?
It was in Oklahoma. Or no, I'm sorry, it was in Oregon.
Oregon.
A
So-
state that began with an
or
O.
Oregon.
Or it's not Oregon.
The Oregon Trails. Come on. Okay, just keep going.
The organ is a piano instrument.
Yeah.
That's Oregon.
And that's also
I'm saying
Of, like-
Oregon.
there's a system of organs.
Oregon. I always say it Oregon. How do you say pillow?
Carry on.
Hello?
Exactly like you do.
Pillow?
Pillow.
Not pillow?
There's no E in pillow.
You know, I've been
What
having
about
this-
milk?
How do you say milk?
Milk.
Hmm? You don't say milk?
No, milk.
you know, coupon.
What do you put on
Or
top of your ice
coupon.
cream?
Whipped cream?
Oh no, I wasn't going with that. I was gonna go caramel or caramel.
Caramel?
Okay.
Caramel, caramel or
let's
caramel?
get back. Okay, we're talking about this guy saved a lot of lives. Okay, Coach Keenan Lowe.
Oh, you have the article pulled up?
Yeah,
Cool. You just sent me the tweet, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I'm looking at the
Well,
tweet
the
now.
article, the NBC article.
But this coach was, he was an ex NFL. I don't know if it was a coach, but he was on the staff of the 49ers, and he was he played in college as a wide receiver, and he all in all saw this kid. He was kind of acting a little fishy, and
Well, like he looked at the kid in the eyes and was like, "You don't want to do this."
yeah, and
He's
he
like,
gave
and he
him a
just
big
gave
hug.
him a big hug, and that's what some of these kids need.
And the kid broke down, and he got the gun away from him, and the coach got the gun away from
Yeah,
him.
and just gave him a hug and
gave
saying
him a
like,
hug
"You
and-
matter."
Yeah, and it just kind of shows that we all need a little bit more love.
Well, it kind of shows what kind of goes through this kid's mind. Like
Yeah.
he literally thought he had to do this because, I mean, I don't know, some of the way that he was probably treated.
Well, the thing is, I mean, a lot of these people, when they have nowhere to turn, what do they have? They have social media. And what's constantly being thrown about on social media, you see these people who get this attention. You see all this stuff that's like, it matters.
It's not just social media; it's the media too.
Well,
Big market media,
okay, any sort of media.
because they give
But
the negative publicity to these kids, and the kids that typically are doing school shootings they're looking for
Attention.
an attention,
Well,
and it normally stems from them getting bullied or some sort of something from, could be from social media or could be in real life.
Well, and that's the thing, because I've, it was a little while ago. You don't realize nowadays just how much bullying has evolved.
So
Because I personally, I wasn't one to be victimized in high school or middle school. I know a lot of other people that I knew growing up
I was.
were, because they had diabetes, they were
It wasn't
bullied.
the diabetes that
Well,
it
no,
was.
no, and that's not
You guys
always. I'm
bullied
not
me.
saying that anybody who has diabetes gets bullied, but that was just one thing that I can relate to that I never dealt with. I never dealt with bullying in general.
You did a little bit, but I put a stop to it
Oh, that was
when you were
second,
younger.
second grade.
So what I think
But
is
still,
Yeah, that's fair.
But
It
I
was
think
still.
what has happened.
The thing is, bullying has evolved to the point where when we were younger, we could go home and,
And
it
with-
was
yeah,
done.
and escape it.
And escape
But
it.
these- but these
nowadays,
social
people-
media-
everybody's on social media.
Yeah.
If anything, it's worse on social media.
Oh,
Oh,
Because-
absolutely.
because
Because you're
anyone can-
hiding
you
behind
can
the screen.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. And, that's kind of a controversy on people talk about Xbox
Mm-hmm.
and all that because,
My dad works at Nintendo. Don't fucking say a word. I'll ban your account.
he doesn't actually play it. Josh is just
What are you
joking.
You've never heard that?
No.
No.
Like, my dad works at Nintendo. I can ban your account.
Anyways, so the thing with Xbox and people having controversy around that is that there used to be so much trash talk and just terrible things that were said
Used
between
to. There still is.
but not as much because
Well, not
they,
as much.
they took to banning a lot more. So like if people are talking very harshly, if they're saying a lot of bad stuff, if you report them, there's more likely of a chance of them clapping down on that because they've had strings of complaints about it. But that just kind of goes bless
you.
you. That just kind of goes with the whole thing where
Bless you.
bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Don't do it again.
It's just that whole thing where it doesn't matter where you go, you can experience it. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if they know who you are, it doesn't matter if they know what you're about, they're going to say something because anybody can get, for lack of a better term, triggered by anything.
So this coach prevented what could have been a very
Another school
disastrous school shooting.
shooting. Which
Well, every
lot-
every school shooting's disastrous, but
yeah, and there's been so many in this freaking. You know what's scary? That you have to have drills to practice
Yeah,
school shootings.
and part of that, I personally think that it is the media because the media gives it
they
the
glorify
glorify
it.
negative. They
it,
give
yes.
it the negative attention.
And now it has
And
that
they don't-
negative stigma that
Yeah, and they honestly, if there's a school shooting that happens, I don't want to see it on the news.
no.
Because you're just giving these kids the spotlight grab
that they want.
See,
that they want.
and
So
here's-
you are promoting, in my opinion, you're promoting them doing more of them. And
So
that's why
here's the thing though, because it's more of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they report it, then they have that whole thing where it's like, well, I don't want to see this. But if they don't, then it's like, well, why isn't anybody covering this?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
But I think a lot of it comes from it being a negative spotlight grab on the kids, and that's why I think you haven't heard as many of them happening now as say like a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's because the media has stopped reporting on them or not, or if there's been a significant decrease in them. So I don't know. I haven't done enough research. to see.
We need to look more into it.
There's
because
definitely been a lot more school
there-
shootings in the last 10 years than there has ever
Sorry.
been.
It's I don't know if it's just that they cover some of the worst ones or if it's whatever, but I know I've seen I've seen different like graphs saying like how school shootings have increased, but they also we need to find out what the whole definition of the school shooting is, because if they come in and somebody
shooting at a school.
but
Yeah, I was
if they come in and they start
how-
shooting a gun but nobody's injured, they still report that as a school shooting.
Absolutely.
So school
Should be a
shootings,
school shooting.
so
It is a
school
school
shootings on a,
Yeah,
on
like
a
where
graph.
are you going? Hold on, where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Because
I'm kinda
this is
wondering.
not.
Hold on, because school shootings, if they're documenting more school shootings in like 2018, how many of them had people
Resulted in people injured?
Yes.
I have the facts right here.
Yeah. Josh is pulling up the facts.
Yeah,
well,
pulling
Our
up the
fact
facts.
checker.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be. There's 2007. Okay, whoa. There was a whole set of dates between. Holy shit. 2000. This early 2000. Man, there's been so many. So many. I'm on 2013 and there's been like 10. These. This is just injured. I mean, they haven't reported deaths, but they've reported injuries as well.
Okay.
So I think if a school shooter goes in there, he's at least hurting someone.
More than likely.
But the thing is with this kid, the news fucked up because it's an under 18-year-old kid.
Mhm.
The world should not know who he is
Yeah.
because
Very
you
true.
you know for sure he's gonna get bombarded with, and this
there's
kid's
no-
gonna be
yeah.
more likely to do something else.
Mm-hmm. So they did say in the before the gun was taken to him, he
was in like detention or something.
no. He ducked in a room.
Yeah.
When I saw the video, and he was going to kill himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, the coach gave him a big hug and told him that he mattered, and that he should, you know, he went and after he was arrested, he went to trial and he wasn't sentenced to any jail time, but he's got to go to psychiatric
I was
help.
about to say, yeah.
And which is good
Wow.
because there are times where, I mean, there's a lot of mental health, a lot of mental health stuff now, you know,
Oh.
research and everything now.
There was 36 school shootings in 2018.
Okay.
I see one didn't result in anything.
So that's almost, so from what, early 2000
Two.
to 2018, that's been almost a 400% increase
Yeah.
in school shootings. Had there been?
There's
I mean, that
four,
was last year.
four
is
that
when-
haven't. No one was hurt or injured that I'm counting so far, in just 2018. Oh wait, no, that was 2015 and 18.
So anyway, tying back to the heroes of humanity, this coach was very brave, put himself on the line, and rescued a kid from making a grave mistake.
Yeah.
And the world needs more people like that, and for people to take notice of others, because you could be walking by somebody and they could be acting completely normal, but their mental state is not. And they need to just
be-
a simple hello or a how are you
Just be
means
nice.
the world of difference.
Yeah.
Because they're
that's-
people too.
That's really it.
Everyone is exactly. We're all pink in the inside.
Mhm.
Everybody love everybody.
Who is that?
That's from Semi-Pro. It's good advice. Everybody love everybody. I mean, if
And wear mascara during basketball games.
it comes down to everybody has personal stuff going on. You're not the only person dealing with stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Be
if
human towards someone. Like
yeah, you know, if you're
high five them.
if you're working in retail, yeah, people can be crappy, but
Oh,
don't try to
God.
let that like
People could be dog.
yeah,
dog
you
shit.
know better than anybody.
Yeah, I worked at GameStop for Couple years.
You know, Monica was telling me different people that would ruin her day because
You know, I'm
like,
pretty sure I witnessed a guy stealing something, and he like had it bag, and I walked over. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And it just fell out of his bag, and he was like, just looked at me. I'm like, "You gonna put that back, or?" And he just picked it up and just walked away. I was like, and I can't say anything. You know?
I know. That's
yeah,
the,
you've told
that's the
us
thing
about that.
because I guess with these big box stores, you can't actually.
You can't say anything.
I mean,
You can't
well,
say anything to somebody because then it's like false accusations and
Yeah.
all this other stuff.
stealing is bad, but like
Yeah.
try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe he did buy that. I don't know if he.
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's a garbage.
it's also like
He's a
okay.
garbage?
He's a garbage can. Yeah.
Okay.
I would much
a garbage.
rather you not say something than you say something
Well,
and then all of a sudden he like flips a switch and then all of a sudden he's on top of you.
Maybe that's why that
You know,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
why you can't like no like employee could chase someone who steals
Why?
because you don't know what they have. They could turn around. And
That's
just
very
shoot you.
true too.
Yeah.
So it's more of a protective thing.
It's
Yeah.
well, if they're honestly that dull to be stealing something right in front of somebody,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, okay, if he's honestly thinking like that, what else would he be thinking?
Also, someone came up to me and she opened the case. She was like, "There's no game inside." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
to
the
prevent
game,
stealing.
the game's behind here because you would steal that."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Well, that's stupid. No, who would steal that?" I'm like,
I was gonna steal it. Why didn't you just make it easy for me?
"Yeah, like, can I just have the game and go? Thanks. See ya."
I'll bring it back.
You know how many? Okay, people. GameStop gets a lot of slack,
Mm-hmm.
but the people who go there don't do themselves any justice either. They buy a brand new game, and they play it, and then they bring it back because they don't like it, and they're like, "Give me my full money back." Sorry, the new game that you bought is no longer new anymore. He's like, "I just played it once." I'm like, "You still played it.
Yeah.
That's still used."
Depreciation.
Yeah. He's like, "That's stupid." No, it's not.
Didn't Miles Garrett buy a game off you?
He didn't buy it. He came in, and he was looking for PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah.
And then
We don't have.
you
We don't.
didn't have
We didn't
PlayStation
carry
2 games.
PlayStation 2 games in the store.
And then you recommended.
He's like, "Good looking out."
So speaking of Miles
And I
Garrett,
also saw Greg Robinson too.
did he really?
Yeah, he bought something.
Wait,
From
Craig Robinson or
Greg.
Oh, okay. Craig Robinson's that actor.
who?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the black guy in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
but anyways,
he plays Daryl in The Office.
I got you.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
Funny
going back to Miles Garrett. So apparently, I don't know if either of you heard about this. It was in the news,
Possibly.
but
not.
there was a
A fan.
fan
that punched him in the face.
who punched Miles Garrett in the face after
Okay,
the last loss.
out of all the people,
Why?
you go up to the biggest,
Yeah, the biggest dude.
the number one pick.
Not only that, but is it his fault that they lost?
I mean,
No.
in his eyes, yeah, he's
Well,
on the team.
so
it's his fault.
what
So these
moron-
okay,
Who was it that was checking the scoreboard at the end of the Golden State game in the finals? He was like, "Oh,
JR.
JR."
Oh, JR, yeah, whatever.
he was probably
He deserved to be punched in the
okay.
face.
He was probably baked off his ass.
No, yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
do you
fair
know?
too.
Do you know the NBA like guidelines for doping?
No.
So they get tested 4 times a year.
What?
No more, no less. And so once you hit the 4, you can basically do whatever you want.
Now, see, that's messed up. That's where I like
So-
the NFL because the NFL. I
Don't
mean,
they test you before each game?
They
no,
picked random.
they can do it randomly at any point in time.
Oh, right.
and they don't even have to. They just come up and unannounced.
Maybe I'm thinking of the NCAA.
I don't know.
But
anyways,
they just
what fan in their right mind
dude,
would do something like that to who seems like the nicest guy?
he is nice.
Good looking out.
Good looking out.
I mean,
I said,
like,
hey,
he's
it was
active in the community.
You know what I told him? I said I want to sack Trubisky because we were playing Chicago that weekend. Guess what he did? He sacked
Trubisky.
He sacked Trubisky. He's like, game stop.
Yeah, but the I can't wrap my head around what fan in quotation marks
See,
would
but
do that. Why?
There's a lot of people who blame players for
Oh,
something
yeah.
happening.
And
It's-
that's mostly
But-
the bandwagoners and
But-
people who don't
Yeah.
understand the full
Yeah.
the full situation. Like my opinion, I think Freddie Kitchens blew that game because of his play calling.
It seems
And
like a theme this
I'm
year.
not gonna.
It's kind of been a
Have
theme.
you
I
watched
was
any
very,
of the Browns game?
Yeah.
I was all right with the Freddie Kitchens hire. That was I was fine.
It's a
with
learning
that.
curve.
I called it when he was hired.
You called what?
I think that
He's a great sports analyst. He knows footballs.
okay, you look at it.
5-star.
How many games did we win under
Greg Williams.
Greg Williams?
Greg Williams was the interim head coach.
I'm aware of that, but why didn't they just keep him instead of bringing him?
Do you understand what
I
the Browns' schedule looks like this year? And
I'm
how
completely
hard-
aware.
Okay,
and
to be fair.
I'm not saying that, and because this is a very Arsenal-esque situation, because I called this after the Invincibles,
Huh?
and when they started bringing in younger
Alec,
players.
Please stop.
Just let me finish talking.
Go on.
They brought in a new team, the Browns.
No, no.
They have a lot of new
They added
players.
pieces. They didn't.
They've added pieces.
How many
and
players?
they need time to gel.
How many players from the 0
Yeah, they need
16?
time to
They
gel.
need
I know.
need time to play.
It's gonna be
And
once- at least a
everybody
season.
they brought in Freddie Kitchens. He's a new coach for them. They have to get used to his playing
Freddie
style.
Kitchens was
he was the
But
offensive
he's never-
coordinator.
he's
I'm
never
aware
been-
of that.
he's never
He was
been a
the
head
quarterback's
He's-
coach before that.
I'm well aware of that.
Or quarterback's
But
coach.
hold on, he's never been a head coach.
Yes.
That's why.
He's a first-time
So
head
I know.
coach.
the fact that Greg Williams was able to work with his staff, get them to the way that they were playing, almost making the playoffs. They brought in new players.
They had a point.
There's a lot of things.
001%.
There was a lot of things that needed to smooth out, and people were going into this season thinking that they were going to make it to the playoffs because of all these players that they just brought in.
That's just overhyped. That's
It
why.
was. That's exactly what it was. It was overhype.
And this is a good reality. To be honest, like as bad as we've played, we've stayed in those games.
Now see.
So once we
They've
start
made
clicking,
progress
yes.
every single week. The first week was very undisciplined, a lot of penalties,
But
everything like
they're
that.
still undisciplined.
They still, yeah, okay. The penalties,
But they go
had,
hard.
I think 18 or 19 penalties that first game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's come down a lot, but they are still playing very undisciplined football, and they need to tighten up and not make as many bonehead plays
we
like
need
they've been doing.
We need fans
with
not to
getting
punch
penalties.
our.
What?
We need fans to not punch our defensive line. In the
Yeah, our
face.
edge rusher in the face.
No, because what if that guy punched him right in the eye and it broke his orbital?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, how dumb is it if you just do that?
Yeah.
You are a fan of this team, and you punch a fan and you punch a player because we've played a tough schedule and we've lost against good teams. Go, dude. You need to reconsider.
We
your
lost
life.
against a possible MVP candidate in Russell Wilson, who's been playing
by
outstanding.
by what? How we got blown out by the
We got blown out by the Niners.
Yeah.
The Niners are vastly underrated. Kyle Shanahan
That is a good
a
defense.
fantastic coach. Okay? We have played against great coaches. We've been outcoached. outplayed,
and it's clear.
and it's clear. Yeah, okay, the Browns aren't on that next level yet. They'll get there. It's going to take time.
Yeah. Baker, this is Baker's second year. He's in the sophomore slump.
Yes and no. He doesn't even have a full season under his belt yet.
Okay, do you think the offensive line needs to get better?
Oh yeah, the old line needs to get big time better. Their left side is weak.
That's where Greg Robinson is. I met that guy.
He's benched, by the way.
Good. He deserves it. Dude, I was watching him. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Against the
That's why
against
Baker's
the
always rolling right.
Yeah.
Because his whole left side
It just
collapses
crumbles.
on him.
Just crumbles.
And he can't pass out of the pocket. And I was listening to NFL radio the other day, and the reason that some of these quarterbacks, the guy that was talking was and I never knew this, but the guy that was talking, he's worked with NFL teams. He was a quarterback, whatever. And he said a lot of these quarterbacks who are thrown to the back shoulder, it goes down to the way their feet are positioned and everything like that. So I think that when Baker sees, he wants to throw to OBJ or
he's always
Jarvis,
double-teamed.
but when they're double covered or they, he's not going to throw into double coverage.
Also.
And he needs to stop also going into try and do big plays.
Also,
he needs to just be productive and protect the football.
We're gonna get vastly improved in the next week. Next week, 2 weeks.
Week 10.
Kareem Hunt. Because that's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt running. Who you gonna mark?
Well, not only running, but you can run.
But you can also run.
You can run 4 wideouts.
Exactly.
And 2.
Okay,
two running backs.
Let's get out of NFL talk. Let's go into the NBA because
buffoon in sports.
Yes, buffoon in sports. LeBron, you're our hometown hero, but dude,
stay out of the politics.
Wait, you know what's really funny because he's very vocal when it comes to politics too.
He just needs to shut up and play basketball.
Sounds like a familiar quote.
Yeah.
So, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
He basically told himself he needs to shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so for those who haven't seen it, LeBron decided to comment on the whole China-Hong Kong situation.
Do you know what's going on with that?
So what had happened, the Houston Rockets, I think it's somewhere in the executive board, he tweeted out a personal opinion about basically saying that Hong Kong should get independence, this is bad, their government is censoring them, and China said, we're gonna censor you. So with that tweet, the whole NBA, their preseason was not broadcasted to.
There's more that goes into that.
I know.
The China did not broadcast any of the NBA's.
And they lost.
First, they broadcasted one game, and it was the LA Lakers game, because LeBron said something about that. 2, they're doing that because of the tariffs that are into effect from
US.
America.
Yeah.
U.S. has got these tariffs up, and it goes into all these politics, but China is like, okay, we're not going to give any revenue to the NBA, to anybody, company.
The commissioner of the NBA came out and supported the guy with Houston Rockets. He's like, you know what, yeah, you're right. China should just stop censoring your people.
Mm-hmm.
And China, dude, we're probably going to be censored in China.
Whatever.
It's a big market, man. No, it's a huge market. That's the problem with most of these companies is because they're
they got to get past the smog to hear anything.
You're right. I mean, it's
for those of you who don't know, China is the most polluted country
Alec,
in the world.
Did we hurt your feelings? I'm sorry.
I'm not talking anything sports.
We're not okay.
I'm not involved. I'm not I'm not gonna put my
But you're
foot in
just
my
disengaged. Oh, we hurt his feelings.
Keep going.
We hurt his feelings.
Sure. I mean, Alec, you're allowed to share your opinion.
Obviously not.
We're just gonna chastise you if it's dumb.
No, we're not even going
I'm
to
kidding.
chastise him. He can share his
Yeah,
opinion
I'm
however he
kidding.
wants. Doesn't mean that we're going to agree with it.
Yeah,
okay.
dude. A lot of my opinions are dumb. I don't think anyone.
You're entitled to your own opinions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
Okay, so why are you disengaged now?
I'm just listening.
Okay.
Are you really though? Okay, let's go on. We were talking about China.
Yeah, China being the most polluted. China is supposedly going through their, industrial revolution, technically?
Dude, come on, China.
I mean, that's what it
Okay,
is.
speaking of censorship. Sorry, LeBron, he also he came out and there were a lot of reporters were talking about him. And he was like, I put a lot of my teammates. I'm gonna be LeBron. Okay, hold on, let me get into character. Basketball. Okay. I put my teammates in peril. Talking about politics, so I'm just gonna focus on the NBA season now.
Yeah, that's essentially what he said.
So he said I'm not a politician.
So he gets a
So-
nomination for buffoon in sports
Yeah,
for us.
so even though he was very vocal in his political opinion,
Oh
and
my
then he
God.
just
He needs to
backtracked.
shut up and play basketball.
Dude, like there's nothing wrong with if you're gonna have an opinion, stick to your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't back
backpedal.
out. Yeah, because do you have a political? Are you trying to get into politics after basketball? Because he was the frontier of this movement with the NCAA, with the California Act.
Yeah.
So like, what's your game? Because that is not a good look, LeBron.
Yeah.
So figure it out. Play basketball
So
with
you
the
get
little.
our buffoon in sports award.
Yeah, congrats. So it's. Can we get a clap? Can we get a clap?
What kind of clap? Ass clap? Hand clap?
Good job, LeBron. We love you, but
I actually think he gets an ass clap.
can you?
So it's like a fart. It's an ass clap.
An ass clap.
Yeah, I think that's.
So
How
That's the
how
award.
powerful are your farts if you're clapping?
Well, depends. Depends what I eat.
yeah.
Brussels sprouts.
They don't mess with me.
Okay.
That
So
bad.
so sticking in that region of China,
the ass clap region. Farts.
we're going with the worst, with an even more
Smog. Acid rain.
concentration
I
camp. North Korea.
What?
They hosted a historic World Cup qualify against South Korea.
Oh boy.
They played it in the world's largest stadium. Guess how many fans there were?
10.
0.
Oh, I was even higher.
Yeah, you guessed too high, Kev.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very. This stadium holds. I'm pretty sure. The legendary Pyongyang Stadium.
I feel like that's
In
exactly.
Was it in North
It's
Korea?
in North Korea.
I feel like that's exactly what we shoot for when we're playing Minecraft when we make a stadium. It's like we build this extravagant stadium.
We haven't
And you're
done
like-
that in a long
and you're
time.
like,
I know.
no one.
And then nobody's there.
Yeah, it's in
The peanuts of
Pyongyang.
Pyongyang?
Pyongyang. Yeah. Let me see how many it holds. The capacity
114,000.
That's a huge stadium.
and 0 people were in it.
You know what? I'll give.
Well, technically, there was at least 22. If they played a soccer game.
Communism aside, dictatorship aside, the fact that the FIFA actually allowed them to do that, and North Korea to actually allow them to come within, like the players to come into North Korea
Well, there was
to
a
play that game.
The ceasefire this past year was.
Well, yeah, I know there's
Is
been.
that still in effect?
I know
I think-
there's been good strides, like positive strides. I mean, yeah, granted, Kim Jong Un is a buffoon,
Oh, he's crazy.
but
He's nuts.
they're
know
making
who's worse, him or
decent
his dad.
strides. Oh, his dad. Actually, it's a good comparison.
Because
it was last year they signed
ceasefire.
Declaration for Peace.
Is that just
that-
between South Korea and North Korea?
Yeah, because dude, they've been at war for
Yeah. they've been
that
a long time.
demilitarized zone is the most they're constantly watching each other.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
have you ever seen anything in North Korea?
You what?
Have I ever seen anything from North Korea?
No, like did you watch? Have you watched any documentaries or videos on just how messed up it is?
Oh, it's
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Anything that we see coming out of North Korea is all
Propaganda.
propaganda.
Wasn't it Lonzo Ball's brother who got
Scottie
he was
Pippen
like-
won.
Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen
No, no,
and
no,
Kim
no.
Jong Un
Oh,
are
No,
yes.
he
BFFs.
stole a
He's-
piece of
But who was in China?
propaganda.
No, he was in China.
Was it
He's-
China or was it North Korea?
No, it was not North Korea.
Well,
'Cause he was in
both
UCLA.
of them produce massive amounts of propaganda.
I know.
But
Are they tied now?
No. It looked like a PK. Sorry, I'm watching Newcastle United Wolves. Oh, the VAR is coming into effect.
Holy
Oh,
moly.
never mind.
they're gonna mess it up.
Rectangle.
Wait, did he do the rectangle? Hold on. This is 50. This
But
is
yeah.
exciting stuff, guys. I'm commentating the game.
Scottie Pippen and Kim Jong Un are BFFs.
Oh yeah, they're buddies.
Can you imagine being boys with a dictator, like the harshest dictator,
Well, yeah,
one of the harshest dictators to ever live?
What was that movie?
Can you speak into the mic a little?
Oh,
I'm thinking.
with
what's
Sony?
The dictator.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was the
That
same
No.
That
Oh,
was
the dictators
Oh,
with the
dictators.
dude from Borat.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes. And he changed so many different
Aladdin.
words in his language to Aladdin.
Positive and negative. Aladdin. You are
You
HIV.
are HIV Aladdin.
And the guy just he's happy. Sad. Happy again?
No, but there was that Sony movie that
Yeah.
That was-
Dictatorship or something like that.
No, that
no,
was
no. It was Seth Rogen, I think.
Seth Rogen,
Seth
James
Rogen
Franco.
and James Franco.
Yeah.
Crap, I can't remember. But that was Sony, and I'm pretty sure Sony got hacked after that because of that.
Oh yeah.
That was-
Speaking
oh
of
my
which,
God,
do
that was
anybody
funny.
know? Either one of you know about the Apple possible purchasing Sony?
I heard about that. I don't know if
The
that's going
interview.
to happen.
The interview.
Yeah.
That's what it
It came
was.
out in 2014.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I hope
I was
it does.
I was watching. I hope it doesn't,
Why?
because there's a lot of different things between Apple and Sony
Hold on.
that because Sony contains the rights to Spider-Man, Venom,
Side,
and all
side
that.
note.
Do
Can I
you
just
know-
add this? When I typed Apple taking and then first search bar is over the world. Go on.
Oh wait, headphone jack. Okay.
No.
It's if they go ahead and do that, then they won't allow Apple or Apple won't allow them to go to Marvel anymore.
They automatically,
automatically
default back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, I misread that then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah then.
Yeah, the rights for Spider-Man and everything with Spider-Man automatically defaults back to Marvel.
But I haven't. I
I
looked
haven't
up.
seen anything about it. in a
Yeah, I
while.
haven't looked at.
and I really
This
hope
was
that happens.
this was a few weeks ago that I saw
Yeah,
that.
I saw it. It's September was the
They can
latest.
try as they might, but Marvel will get it back because it's already in contract.
It's in contract still. How long was the contract?
No,
for?
Okay,
the rights contracting.
so how
Are you
do we?
talking about recently?
For no, for Spider-Man, for anything with Spider-Man, because when Sony purchased the rights for Spider-Man and all that stuff way long time ago,
Yeah, if you sell it, then
before Tobey Maguire, he it was in there that if something happens and Sony closes down, those rights default back to Marvel.
So I saw an interesting theory about what they're doing with their Spider-Verse. I saw a rumor that they're potentially bringing Tobey Maguire,
yeah, I
Andrew
saw it.
Garfield
Well-
back as Spider-Man to do a real life
That-
Spider-Verse movie.
That might be a fan theory.
That
It
work
could work,
because that would.
interesting.
but I feel like they could have done that already because if they would have made Tobey Maguire
Well-
the older Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse movie, then that would possibly be a lot better.
Well,
of a
having
possibility.
J. Jonah Jameson showing up in the spoiler alert, the end credits for Spider-Man: Far From Home.
If that's a spoiler alert, then what are you guys doing with your life? Come on.
Yeah, spoiler. This guy came back, but I mean, it's an interesting theory. I mean, I don't know if I want to see Tom Holland in the Spider-Verse. Like, I think it'd be interesting if
He's the best Spider-Man. in my
his
opinion.
hand. A lot of people like.
He
like,
is
Tobey
the ideal
Maguire.
Peter Parker.
Tobey Maguire's the best. No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
He's too
That's
old.
people
He's
who
not-
are. He's got a cult following.
A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are like, this is definitely.
That's
okay.
no.
Hold on. That Spider-Man suit and the Sam Raimi. That's a good Spider-Man suit though.
I'm not saying because Sam Raimi, he did a Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Raimi.
The first.
Yeah,
That's the director of the.
He directed the first three,
Oh.
and
he was
he did a fantastic job.
He was
because-
responsible for emo Peter Parker.
Yes,
Oh,
he did a
yeah, yeah.
fantastic
worst
job.
one.
Which I
Look
look
at-
I look like Peter Parker, like emo Peter Parker when I have long hair.
Nah, I don't think so.
again.
Like I'll put it over my eye and I do the dance that he does.
Um.
You ever seen that?
Anyways, aside from all ridiculousness,
Like
he did
TV show?
no
No,
he
that
did
show
he did a
sucks.
good job
Rob
looking
Dyrdek.
at the time that he was doing this. At the time that he did
Oh,
that,
yeah, sure.
with very little
Oh, it's-
special effects that
well,
were really being able to
Well,
be
It
used.
pioneered.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
okay,
it's
you know what's
it's
funny?
easy. It's easy for Tom Holland to do this stuff because nowadays he's got special effects. Granted, he's a very talented actor, and he's very talented at like the acrobatics and all that stuff that he can do. He's very talented at that.
I think he just loves his role.
I think so too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you know that scene before he poofed into dust
That was all-
improvisation?
He basically like was the reason why Marvel and Sony were able to.
Oh no, Tom
we're
Holland was completely
He-
behind. Yeah,
He
was,
called up both the
Yeah.
presidents. He'd be like, "Hey man,
and he got two
Like, I
more
just
movies in the MCU out of it.
yeah."
Well, a solo film and a
Okay.
part in
Yeah.
the MCU.
Which the MCU is gonna be. Man,
I don't know. I don't even know.
that
I think they're
franchise-
going with Galactus.
who knows?
Nobody
Because
knows yet.
Nightmare or the
Nightmare,
next
Nightmare.
Doctor Strange movie.
That's not coming out until 2022, though.
I understand that, but that could be the introduction of
I
Galactus
think 2022.
Who knows?
because
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Galactus is part of the Nightmare verse or whatever.
It could be Annihilus. It could be Secret Wars. Who?
Yeah.
No.
Annihilus, I think, controls Galactus,
Eats a puppet.
and then Galactus controls the Silver Surfer.
Ooh.
which I think that's what. Who do you think? Okay, because the Stark Tower, the Avengers Tower. Who do you think's taking that over?
Fantastic Four.
Okay, but there's
Uh-oh.
also oh God, what's his name?
Doctor Doom.
No,
No, not Doctor
Oscorp.
Doom. Oscorp.
but I think just because it's
I don't think
Sony,
it's
that's
Oscorp.
why I don't.
Because they haven't introduced one of the biggest villains in the Spider-Man universe yet.
Yeah, the
And-
reason why I don't think it's Oscorp is because it's Sony and what they. It's too. I don't think you can rely on a vital part of your
No, yeah.
story with a screwball like Sony.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
they're not gonna. I don't even know if
Yeah.
they
Because I agree with
Yeah.
you.
they
I
have
think it
the
would,
rights to Green Goblin either.
Who Sony doesn't?
I think they're
No,
gonna do
Marvel.
I think
the MCU does,
I think Spider-Man 3 is gonna be Sinister Six, because
which would make sense.
yeah.
Well, yeah, just because of the introduction of
But
Mandarin.
I saw
no.
that
That's gonna be in. Well,
Wait, where'd you get the Mandarin from?
The introduction of Mysterio.
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
who knows?
Mysterio,
Yeah.
Mysterio.
My bad,
I
I'm
think
thinking
he's.
of
I
Ten
think
Rings.
he's. Yeah.
Um,
Which is going to be something else that's getting introduced too.
what? The Ten
They're-
Rings.
Did you
Yeah,
did you
they're-
guys
they're
also
introducing
see?
the
Yeah, I
Ten
know.
Rings
That's
and
that's what
I think-
Shang-Chi is.
Yeah.
There's rumors saying that Daredevil and the Punisher, they're gonna stay as the same actors.
Yeah, and
far-
Jessica Jones.
So far, it's Jessica Jones and Charlie Cox.
yeah.
Okay.
Or Kristen something. What's her name?
Christian.
Kristen.
Yeah, I know who. Something.
I can't
like
remember her last name.
Oh, speaking of which,
that. Have you seen El Camino?
yes.
That's
Did
what
you?
I wanted to
I haven't
transition
watched it
into.
yet. I want to watch. I'm gonna watch
Hey-
Breaking Bad all the way through again.
Okay.
Yeah, Alchemy.
So
what did you think?
let's do a review. For
Because
Alex.
you guys can review Joker while Josh and I talk about.
So I liked it. I thought it was a testament to a great character.
I agree.
So
I've heard mixed things about it.
I watched it with Megan's brother Michael,
Mm-hmm.
who we'll have on the podcast eventually.
Okay.
But he didn't really care for it, and I liked it.
Why didn't he care for it?
Okay.
He didn't care for it because he's like, well, it doesn't make sense how, with some of the stuff that happened. And I'm like,
For,
It
for,
makes-
any,
it
for
makes
anybody
perfect
listening,
sense.
when I first started watching Breaking Bad, Kevin and Josh were already watching it and were just like over the moon about it.
Enamored.
They just
I
they
love
yeah
that series.
they
Yeah,
just
Kevin
kept
and I-
saying, Alec, you need to watch it. Alec, you need to watch it.
This was another series that we watched together. We didn't get to finish Game of Thrones together, but I mean,
I was not. I couldn't get into
so
Breaking Bad. I tried watching the first episode of the first season, couldn't get into it. Tried watching the first episode of the second season, couldn't get into it. And Josh and Kevin
seats.
absolutely loved it.
Is that at
St.
Yeah,
James's.
that's at St.
Yeah.
James
kidding.
Park.
good?
But they loved it. I can understand why you guys loved El Camino.
I mean, it was good. It made sense how it closed off Jesse Pinkman's character.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Who
And
produced it? I don't remember.
It was Vince Gilligan.
Okay, he went on statement and said that because people were just like, "Oh, El Camino's coming out," with what's his name coming to all the premieres and stuff like that. They were like, "Oh, is he still alive? Is
Who,
Walter
Brian-
White
Brian-
still
no.
alive?" Yeah, Bryan Cranston. Well, no, he went on statement and said, "No, he's not
We're gonna
alive.
spoil that, or he's dead.
He's not part of the movie."
Oh. Who knows?
There's a couple scenes.
We gotta watch it.
There's a couple scenes with Bryan
Well,
Cranston.
But it was.
Then
It was.
I can't give a spoiler if I haven't even seen it.
I just said there's a couple scenes. I didn't
Okay.
say what it was.
Yeah.
So I didn't spoil anything.
Yeah, could be present, could be past, could be future.
But the way
I don't
Breaking Bad ended.
Breaking
It's a
Brad.
bad porno. Breaking Brad.
It's like Brokeback Mountain for Brad.
Only it's done with the characters from New Mexico.
Yeah, Albuquerque.
Tortuga shows up with the tortoise.
Except on his shell, he's got a bunch of dildos.
A tortoise shows up with a tortoise.
Yeah.
Tortuga.
Tortuga.
They probably-
is
you know
tortoise.
what, to be
it's
honest-
tortoise in Spanish.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
let's be real.
Turtle.
There
shows
is
up with turtle.
definitely a porno of Breaking Bad out there.
Well, more than likely.
Oh, there's a porno of everything out there. To be real.
Like, famous. There's probably a Walking Dead one. Think about that one.
Stars Tina from Bob's Burgers. Because she loves zombies.
Okay, let's go back to this
Listen,
review.
A zombie butt.
Yeah.
Nothing
Everybody
hotter.
loves a zombie butt.
Yeah, nice,
alright.
a nice flesh coming off the cheek.
Did you see the episode of when she does the
Okay, we're on Bob's Burgers now.
yeah.
Let's not.
This was coming off
venture
of
this-
Marvel.
Yes. Let's go back to El Camino.
El Camino, I recommend it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I thought it was a very good
Let's just wrap it up. I wanna talk
closure
about Bob's Burgers.
of. It tied up loose ends with Jesse, I think.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple things that were kind of
Well-
like, really, could Jesse do that?
Well, I think this is.
But there was like when they did the standoff.
I
I was
believe-
kind of like,
I think he would definitely do that.
I'm saying make that shot.
I
I don't think so. And the fact that other dude unloaded almost a full clip and didn't hit him is crazy to me. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I mean, yeah, but also you have to think that guy was probably
He was doped up off
He was
his mind
blitzed
because
out,
they,
yeah.
were, they were snorting lines of coke and everything.
yeah.
Which
You don't
we
get
do not
focused
condone.
there.
Condone.
Condone.
Yeah, you lose your teeth and it's just not good. Don't do
Deviated septum and
that. Yeah,
all
it's
sorts
like
of
why
stuff.
would you want that, dude? A deviated septum is probably one of the worst things you can do. It's like just annoying, not the worst.
It's
thing.
annoying.
Yeah, like if you just want
Constant
If you want an
convenient.
annoyance.
It's just
Yeah,
inconvenient.
deviant septum.
yeah, dude, like you can't breathe out your nose. Like who wants that? You have to be a mouth breather the whole time. It's just not. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and El Camino actually works well as a standalone movie.
I agree.
So, so Alec and I have both seen the Joker. So I've braved the reviews.
I will.
You
I
know,
will monotonely talk about how good the Joker is.
Alec's excitement. He can't handle it.
Props to you for making that, for accepting that as a joke.
It's honestly, I've been getting this since I was in high school. When I was doing that presentation and stuff like that for ProStart, they kept saying, Alec, you need to put some sort of emphasis in your voice because you're very monotoned.
And now you get to go. Yeah, I do a podcast. Huh? Huh? He's like, like you do a.
2 podcasts, technically.
Oh shit.
Basically, for me, instead of like putting emphasis in my voice when I'm excited about something, I just talk about it a lot. That's it. Because I don't really talk about things that I don't want to talk about. So it's like I can't.
So how?
Who does talk about things they don't want to
Yeah.
talk about?
Therapist.
Therapists don't talk, they just listen.
Fair enough.
So,
Anyways, back
So-
to Joker.
Yeah, so I braved the reviews. You know, I was going in, I was like, this movie's gonna.
Either
Just-
suck or it's gonna be amazing.
No, I was like, this movie is gonna be the catalyst of me, you know, breaking society. You know, like the news sources were saying. You know, I could relate to this character, and I'm gonna shoot everyone up.
Promoting
See-
violence through
Yeah,
clown.
I saw
Okay,
exactly.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Because people going before this movie even came out and saying, "Oh well, you know, we could have mass shootings because of this movie." Okay, you sit through and watch the movie. He only does things
By the
to people who, in
You
his
have to coach today?
head,
Well, yeah, but
deserve it. Because, let's see, people who have wronged him.
But like,
People who are more or less menaces to a society.
also, if you're paying attention to the movie at all, you realize that the narrator of the Joker is not reliable at all. Because he makes up fantasies
Did
You know,
hear
dude,
the theory
like
in that movie?
like a schizophrenic would.
Did you hear the theory of the movie?
No.
That it's
Maybe.
all a dream? Because the time doesn't
it's-
change if you look at all the clocks.
That's interesting.
I didn't.
all the clocks
no,
are the
I didn't-
same time.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice it either. I
But-
had to watch it again.
The one thing about that movie that they do a very good job of is you don't know if what you're seeing on the screen is actually what's happening, because
Yeah.
he has a relationship with one of the characters, and it turns out to not even be. It's not real. Like, he confronts people.
Spoilers, by the way.
I'm being as vague about it as I can. He confronts people, and you're not sure if he actually does that.
Yeah,
There's times
he's
where
unreliable.
he meets the same character multiple times, and you're just like, is he actually meeting the character? Like, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
Your mind is constantly trying
So-
to keep up with what's going on.
So I want to ask you, where does he rank in the list of Jokers?
I
Jared
think,
Leto, the best.
I've actually, because I've seen people who have ranked between animated Jokers
Oh,
and
you
whatever.
can't- Okay, live action. Jared
Yes.
Leto is definitely top. I'm joking.
He's
right
he's
now.
being very sarcastic.
You can't really tell
And-
that he's being sarcastic, but I
just
hope
love.
he's being
I loved his.
sarcastic.
I loved his tattoos, his
He was
outfit.
terrible.
I loved his,
Okay.
method acting of sending used condoms to everyone. It's so bad.
So,
I hate
so-
that shot of him
What-
where he covers his mouth as and has a smile tattooed on his
Like,
hand.
what are you
it's
going
so
for?
stupid.
Like, pick a genre, dude. Like, are you a punk?
Okay.
Are
well,
you?
I can't totally blame him for that because that's the direction that Warner Brothers wanted to go with Suicide
Yeah, but-
Squad.
okay, he was
So
so,
it's not-
bad that
it
he
was
had a lot of.
terrible.
He had most of his scenes cut out. Like, how bad do you have to
Okay,
be?
I will say this is gonna be like scumbag of the month here because apparently Jared Leto was attempting to like hinder production
trying to-
of
he was trying to get-
Joker.
oh yeah,
yeah,
I heard
trying.
that too.
He was trying to do stuff.
Trying to get it canceled.
Yeah, and
You know,
Jared Leto,
like
okay,
an asshole.
I hated you in Fight Club, but that was for a good reason because you did a good job portraying that character.
Wait, who did he play in Fight Club again?
The really blonde dude.
Okay, that's what I.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 30 Seconds to Mars.
Not
I
even
didn't.
that good.
I don't
Oh, see,
necessarily.
I like 30 Seconds of Mars.
Well, I don't hate it, but when I listen to it, it's all right.
I mean, I could go without them. They're not like my favorite
Yeah.
band.
Yes, but the fact that you actually did stuff like that because you were upset that the Joker was coming out and you
You're a
can't handle
scumbag.
that, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's funny?
So going back to ranking them.
Okay, it's honestly
Full circle.
pretty dead set and tied with Heath Ledger.
I agree with
Because Heath Ledger was
Did you
different.
see Jack Nicholson's?
Nicholson's?
Yeah.
Yes.
that. That was in.
He did a fantastic job, but it's like they're all playing the same character, but Arthur Fleck that Joaquin Phoenix plays is a different Joker.
It is completely different. He really encapsulates.
Heath Ledger is a different Joker. Jack Nicholson, they're all different.
Yeah.
They all play the character fantastically,
but
and they
I
all put their own spin on it.
I think this movie, Joaquin Phoenix was
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yes.
Felix
Felix.
was able to put another layer to
Well-
the Joker, like to see his insanity and like his.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I could see that.
Jack Nicholson. He was the antagonist.
Who
He was
the Batman for that? I'm blanking on his name.
Michael Keaton.
That's
Yes.
what it is. He likes buds.
He wasn't. It wasn't a backstory on. They did a good job telling a story about
fuck.
Joker, as
He gets tied up.
yeah,
we saw
as true as they tried to stay to the comics. They told a backstory of the Joker without having an actual movie for it, which was all right. Heath Ledger's Joker, nobody knew anything about it. He's a
He came
random.
out of nowhere.
He's a random guy.
Yeah.
He's chaos incarnate, and he does such a fantastic job about it that you don't know anything about him, but you know everything about him.
He was. Yeah. He's. Oh my God, he
Joaquin
was so good.
Phoenix, the fact that he is the antagonist, but he's not. There's so many things going on in the movie. There's so many political likenesses that they focus on in the movie, but you see where he's coming from. You see why he does what he does, and you kind of support him. You
So-
back him. Like, okay, yeah, I get why you do that.
Yeah,
Like,
they make him out to be like an anti-hero, but pretty
Yeah.
much. But like, if you any well, it's an R-rated, so I hope you have some form of development in your intelligence to see that this guy is evil.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever is reviewing these need to read a book or something. They need to just, well, they need to get out of the house more because it's just like.
I think they're just very dull about it, and it's very black and white because they're like either he's good or he's bad, and it's you can't look
They're
at
like-
everything like that because one, it's a movie.
Well, and it's just
Two,
it's just real
you-
life. No one. I don't.
well, you see, and this is how he kind of relates it to a lot of political likeness of modern day, because we talked about earlier, we talked about school shootings. Okay, we don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, like that kid that that was saved by the coach,
Mm-hmm.
he could have been just as easy as evil as everyone else who proclaimed that he's evil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even though he shows that he didn't want to do it, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you never know what motivates.
don't-
This is why you be nice to people. Full circle.
So we went full circle. Are we
Well-
ending the episode now?
I mean, it's an hour.
Yeah, I think that's a good. That's
Yeah.
a good tie off.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Be nice to each other.
Everybody love everybody.
Yeah. That's going to be the title of the episode.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Full circle. Circle jerk.
No.
Please don't.
No, that's
It's
weird.
it's the
We're
three of
brothers.
us sitting around the table.
We're brothers.
Yeah.
no
that's kinda
bueno.
gross.
No bueno.
Kind of.
Okay. At that, I think it's time to go.
No homo.
Actually, no. We should probably keep going because then it just seems like we're going to do that.
What?
I know what you mean.
Nobody's circle jerking anybody.
Thank God.
Oh, man. Ugh. You know what? I love when people shoot it and they like narrowly miss because you can always see their arms be like, oh, is this close?
All right. Well, thanks for coming. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Sorry for Josh getting all into his game this close to the end. But go ahead and check us out on social media. We have a Facebook.
Do we have a Facebook?
I thought we had a Facebook. Is it just a Twitter? Okay, we just got Twitter. We are still working on
don't know
getting
how-
our own channel. I know we're still piggybacking off of Three Dudes Babbling.
Which we're gonna fix
Um,
today.
Today.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna fix that today. So maybe we'll release this episode on both the new the Three Dudes Babbling, and then we'll also release it on our new Hey Hermano podcast
Yeah.
page. And we will get on releasing
We have to.
and starting a Facebook page and trying to
I
post
know we've been
some,
saying it for what, 5 episodes now.
something similar.
You
to
know,
that.
That strictly falls on me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad you accept it. But also, I haven't been able to tweet. Like, it's.
We've
Social
been-
media, to be honest, like,
yeah,
it's just a lot. And it's like, I don't have time to. Like, because next time you go on social media, and the next thing you know, it's 5:30 a.m. And it's like, what? You wake up at.
I don't
It's just too much.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Josh,
Is your time gets sucked into stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just disappears.
I just honestly don't really try to go on social media.
And this is why, full circle again, be nice to each other on social media.
Everybody love everybody. All right. Well, yeah, cool.
See you guys later.
Yeah, see you guys later.
See ya.